Hello, this is the TradeSite Forex market preview and international economic data roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, the 7th of May and ending Friday, the 12th of May, 2017. Hope you had a good trading week. Here's a look at the dollar index daily chart. So I waited to record this until after the opening on Sunday when we would know the results of the French presidential elections. It looks like Macron has won, and this has calmed the world down a bit, but also just meant a fairly flat opening, slight weakness for the dollar in the move there. So in other words, more stable than anything else. Here's a look at the overall dollar index. You can see today's early action, and then last week was just dead flat, completely, almost an untradeable week. Let's go through the major pairs, then we'll look at the intra-week action, then we'll talk about the data coming out this week. So here's the euro dollar. Keep in mind we've already opened Sunday. That's the blue down candle you're seeing as it gapped up a little bit. Most of the week was flat except for the pop up on Thursday. Here's the pound dollar. Not much there. Aussie dollar had a dip on Tuesday. Pound yen continues to rise, looking for a breakout potentially there. Same thing with the euro yen. Everything's doing well against the yen. There's the pound Swissy, pretty flat. Everything's been very flat. It's been a very slow couple of weeks. Look at the intra-week action. Here's 30-minute candles on the euro dollar. And the high to low for the week is only 120 pips. And again, Thursday was the big move. Prior to that move, and Thursday, it was a 60 pip range for the first 3 days of the week, which is largely untradeable. Here's a look at the pound dollar. And this one, high to low for the week, is actually only 140 pips. It's even worse. Even though it looks like there's more of a move there, there's really not for the pound. I mean, most of that action, again, is in a 60, 70, 80 pip range. So really, there's not much to say. You saw it was a flat week on the daily charts. Obviously, these are showing the same. We don't need to look at the charts anymore because it's not going to tell us anything new. Excuse me. So let's get on to the data. So we got the French presidential election already happened. Tonight we've got Australian building approvals and business confidence. China's got trade balance. Going into tomorrow, Japan's consumer confidence. France goes on a bank holiday coming out of their election. That's convenient. German factory orders. UK's got the Halifax HPI number. Housing starts out of Canada. US has labor market conditions index. Not a big deal. Retail sales out of the UK tomorrow night. Average cash earnings out of Japan. Retail sales out of Australia. 10-year bond auction out of Japan. Going into Tuesday, Switzerland's unemployment rate. German industrial production and trade balance. French government balance. Italian retail sales. US NFIB small business index on Tuesday. Canadian building permits. Job openings. Market delinquencies and wholesale inventories here in the US, along with the IBD economic optimism number. Bank of Japan's summary of opinions, China's CPI and PPI. On Wednesday, Japan's leading indicators, French industrial production and trade balance, Italian industrial production, U.S. import prices, crude oil inventories, 10-year bond auction, federal budget balance. New Zealand has their rate announcement Wednesday night at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and then the press conference to follow. UK's RICS house price balance, Japan bank lending and current account. Japan 30-year bond auction, economy watchers sentiment, German WPI, Swiss CPI, China's money supply and new loans on Thursday. UK again, manufacturing production, the goods trade balance, construction output, industrial production. Economic forecasts out of the EU, got a Fed member speaking. Then at 7 a.m. on Thursday, we get UK's rate announcement out of the Bank of England. Then the U.S. has PPI, that's the monthly number, and the weekly unemployment claims. Bank of Canada review. Natty gas here in the U.S., and then our 30-year bond auction. Money stock out of Japan going into Friday. And then on Friday, German preliminary GDP and CPI. French preliminary non-farm payrolls, industrial production. And then U.S. CPI, that's one of our big three each month, so we'd be half size ahead of that, along with retail sales. And then University of Michigan sentiment and business inventory. So a busier week back in the week. But the early question here for Forex will be, of course, the impact of the French election. Probably a sigh of relief for most, and we'll see what happens. But we'll make our calls as usual, see if the ranges expand, and go from there. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week.